primary led to the Iranian regime asking for and ultimately agreeing to a ceasefire proposal with the United States.
Retired Lieutenant Colonel Bob McGinnis said the next 2 weeks will reveal whether both sides negotiated seriously or whether each used the pause to reposition for the next confrontation. The ceasefire process was clouded in uncertainty after Iran released different versions of the 10-point plan intended to be the basis for negotiations. The version in Farsi included the phrase acceptance of enrichment for its nuclear program. But for reasons that remain unclear, that phrase was missing in English versions shared by Iranian diplomats with journalists. A conservative columnist is elated that common sense is making a comeback, and he hopes it will carry over to November. More from AFN's Chad Groening.
Robert Knight is a columnist for the Washington Times. His latest column is entitled The Return of Common Sense and Sexual Sanity. In it, he praises the Supreme Court for its recent 8-1 decision in favor of Kaylee Childs, a Colorado counselor who contended that a state law amounted to viewpoint discrimination since it prohibited her from counseling clients away from instead of toward LGBTQ behavior.
The court said a counselor has the right of free speech to use talk therapy to try to help these kids. And so it became a free speech case, and they ruled for her First Amendment rights.
But Knight says the Supreme Court decision wasn't the only common sense breaking out.
The International Olympic Committee, just a few days ago, ruled that only women athletes can compete in events for women. Who would have thought? Same with the NCAA in the United States. Sanity is finally coming around, and people realize this is unfair to women athletes.
Knight says the Republicans need to pound home the point the Democrats support the radical LGBTQ agenda.
The Republican Party really has to make this clear and publicize it. People have no idea how radical the Democrats really are, and they're this way in a number of areas. If the Republicans show the Democrats non-support of our military and their support of open borders and just show how insane their policies are, I think they can win the midterms. They have to show that there's an enormous divide between the parties. If they do that, they can win elections.
I'm Chad Groening.
A study finds what's in your cup can lower your risk of Alzheimer's disease. Here's Fox's Lisa Brady.
This is House Call for Health. A study involving more than 130,000 people finds participants who drank 2 to 3 cups of caffeinated coffee every day had a lower risk for developing dementia. Similar caffeinated drinkers, but you still need to eat a healthy diet and regularly exercise to help protect brain health. The study was published in JAMA, the Journal of the American Medical Association.
Some in the South are saying, just don't take away my sweet tea. Colorado State University researchers are to release their 2026 hurricane forecast tomorrow. In May, NOAA is to release its forecast. Some of the 2026 hurricane names include Arthur, Gonzalo, Marco, Renee, and Wilfred. Oil prices plunged back toward $95 a barrel, and stock markets worldwide surged today after the ceasefire with Iran was announced. That will do it for news this time around. We invite you to see more news at afn.net, and we appreciate your support during the Spring Shareathon. For American Family News, I'm Robert Thornton.
I've been listening to AFR for probably 5 years, and it has become a really vital part of my life. I start each day with AFR. I love the combination of prayer and teaching. I was missing out on the teaching previously. I did go to church, but I wasn't really learning anything, and I just didn't realize how much I was missing. I love everybody on AFR. You're such a blessing to me, and I just thank you from the bottom of my heart.
More than 45 years ago, Brother Don Wildman, with Linda by his side, heeded God's call and began this ministry on his dining room table. Since then, dedicated people and supporters have joined Don's efforts to bring godly values back to America. And the fight is far from over.
All God asks of you is faithfulness.
It's day 2 of Shareathon, and it's Founders Day. You can help honor Brother Don's legacy with a Founders Day pledge. Call 877-616-2396 or give online at afr.net. It's Founders Day on American Family Radio.
And welcome back to Spring Shareathon. We're getting settled in. We're going to be here for the next hour, and we have some goals that we're going to meet during the Doctor Nurse Mom radio program. And joining with me is the host of the program, Jessica.
Thank you so much, Wesley, for joining me as my wingman, as always.
And we're not going to waste any time. We're going to get
not.
right into it. We're going to share some goals with you. But before we share the goals with you, we're going to give the number.
That's right.
877-616-2396. 877-616-2396. Or visit afr.net so that you can give your financial contributions so we can continue the work that we're doing. What are the goals?
The goals, we are going to go over the $2 million mark in this hour.
It's going to happen.
I know we're going to do it. We need about $70,000 to do that, and I see it ticking up and up. Please call in and help us out, 877-616-2396. That's 877-616-2396. We have a friendly competition going on with Wesley's brother Walker, who was in the hour before us, and we would love to raise more than he did.
And I just want to add a little bit to this. There was a little bit of smack talking as they were walking away. It was.
There was.
I think it was just as much trying to get us off our game, but they're not going to get us off our game because I brought some surprises today.
No, we have show and tell. The pediatric nurse and me, the mom. I am so excited for this, Wesley. I cannot wait because you promised this yesterday, and you have delivered.
I have delivered. So let's start with our first one from yesterday.
Okay.
Yesterday we talked about the importance of writing notes.
We did.
Handwritten notes, either a card or some way that you can recognize someone. Well, I've got a whole box. I told y'all a couple years ago. I decided, well, actually, it's longer than that. 8 years ago, I decided that I just could not, in good conscience, toss somebody that took the time to write in a handwritten note for us. So for the last 8 years, every time I get one, you can just hear all that. And if you're looking, we'll have some video. The box is about 2.5 feet wide. It's about almost 8 to 10 inches thick. And it's filled to the brim with paper or notes. So you can imagine how many is in there. I've not taken the time to count them all, but you can see. I'll just show a couple.
Look at this. Oh, my goodness. I mean,
box.
again,
and I'm going to turn it up like
somebody held this in their hand. They took the time to write something, to get a stamp, to go to the post office, and to say how much American Family Radio or American Family Association. Look at this. Oh, my goodness.
These are from our listeners, our supporters over the years. I pulled out two.
That's incredible.
That I can read without tearing up.
Okay,
These are
hold
tear
you to
jerkers.
it.
These are tear jerkers.
I'm known for making people cry, Wesley. That's all right. And if people want to call in, we'd love to hear from you. 877-616-2396. We'd love to hear from you by phone. Call and donate to the work of American Family Radio. Okay.
Here's
all right,
a couple.
Let's see if you can do this without crying.
All right. It says, thank you. Thank you is never enough for truth, freedom, and Jesus. That you give to America. Sorry, I'm a terrible reader. Please keep up the good fight, and God bless you. Stan and Donna, she's representing their family.
That is amazing.
It says, happy birthday, America. Of course, the 250 years coming up.
That's awesome.
Then here's another one that says, thank you to the Wildman family and AFA team for keeping on the great fight for religious liberty and the Constitution and our Lord himself. The Lord bless you and keep you. Sincerely, Brenda and Gary. And here's another one. These are fairly short out, so I picked out some short ones. It says, hello, AFA. Thank you for all that you do. We appreciate you all and all the programming. We've learned so much from you over the years listening to the station. Here's for the Fall Shareathon Pledge. Oh, this would have been just the other day then. Here's for the Fall Shareathon Pledge. Hope that all of you have a wonderful week. May God bless you. Matthew and his family. So,
Wesley,
just one. And
this is so special. Look, I'm looking at
it.
The number again, 877-616-2396, 877-616-2396. Just looking through this box, I mean, I love AFA. I love everything. Jesus was never mentioned in my home, and my dad was an atheist, and my mom followed my dad's rules, and then she tells her testimony. I mean, you can be confident in the work that the summit is doing. Yes, exactly. I mean, just look at this. Like, I'm with the Texas Department of Criminal Justice System. Wesley, this needs to go in a museum.
Okay, so actually about 20 of these we printed off, and they're actually in a booklet at the front of the lobby for people to read as they come in.
Be.
And I've taken about 15 of these and I've put them on our website as testimonies. And also again, if you mail us a handwritten note, I could go on for a while. Also, we read almost all of these to our entire team
on Wednesday mornings.
On Wednesday morning for
on
devotion.
Wednesday mornings.
So
yes,
that
I've
most
been
of
here
them
when you've
get
done that.
most of them get read to the entire team. If they don't get read, they get read on the leadership hall, and I read every one of them. Anyway, so I've kept every one of them over the last 8 years, and so just to let you know that when you
matter.
You matter. I mean,
matter.
I don't know how else to say it other than that. You matter. Yep. 877-616-2396 is the number to call in to give. We appreciate you. And if you're a new listener, just know that your financial contribution goes to impacting every single person, every single family that's in this box. Every single family that's in this box is represented. You have a part to play with that. You mentioned the correctional facility. So about 1 out of 10 that I get on average, about 10% of the letters I get on average come from a prison, or a jail or prison, and they're listening to AFR while they're at so I often say, and that's unofficial, but we have a prison ministry. If you think about how AFR is able to get into the prisons through radio, we're ministering them. And then of course our programs we're 24/7, and so our radio program throughout the night, a lot of people are impacted while we're asleep and we're having our normal day. A lot of people are impacted throughout the night. So,
well, that number again is 877-616-2396. 877-616-2396. So, Wesley, every Friday on my show, I have a segment that we do called Habits for Healthy Families, and every week we have one. So, 52 habits for the year. You can listen in on any Friday show, or you can go to the Dr. Nurse Mama Coaching Minutes for a 1-minute version to catch you up on that. And our habit this week is writing letters, and I shared with you yesterday how I had my family write my kids letters on their first birthday, and they open them up on their 18th. But I'm telling you, I want to spend some time with this box, because one of the lines I just saw in there said, "Popcorn is not an emotional support animal."
And that's what it said. That's funny.
Like that
We've
is a
got
story.
some great sense of humor.
And I'm also, this is just me here, but that is the most like guy kind of box I've ever seen.
Yes,
like
that's it.
There's nothing. I would have this in a decorative box, but this just looks like very like.
That is me
manly.
right there in a nutshell. That's me. Well, we could wrap it up right here. Do you want to tell them the good news?
I will tell them the good news. Oh my goodness, you guys are absolutely amazing. I hope Walker is listening. Yeah. Listen, we just went over.
Text him right now.
The $2 million mark. Okay, we said that was our goal for the end of the show, and then I see my producer, my board operator, waving wildly, saying, "Yeah, we did that." So, woo! Okay, that's so exciting. I hope that Walker is listening.
Oh, he's in here.
He's in here.
He's in
look
here.
At that. Okay, it was you.
You know,
donated.
That's a reminder. I have
donated to help you.
He donated to help. I bet you did.
Well, my husband carried us yesterday. Your brother carried us today.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll take it. I'll
Anything
take money
over
from anybody.
100, you're supposed to ask your spouse. We went over this rule number 1.
877-616-2396. 616-2396.
I didn't know he was in the room. So, that tells you you got to be careful what you say.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right.
At least I didn't say anything
the principals
I have to regret.
In the room, like yesterday. Yeah. That's exactly right. Yeah. Well, I am so excited, as I've said, to be a part of the American Family Association family, and I'm the baby on the block here. I'm 3 years old, but I feel like I'll be 30, and still people are going to be like, well, I've been here 60 years now. But your papa started this back in 1977.
That's
what does that feel like? It's Founders Day.
It is.
How does it feel to know that is your grandfather?
Well, I mean, it is, I guess it takes you back. It's hard to believe if you've ever got to spend any amount of time with him, or you talk to people that knew him really well. Mm-hmm. It is hard to believe how approachable, kind, and reasonable and just down-to-earth person he was. And then you look at what all he was able to build or create or do, being faithful to God. And he would say it's that simple. He was also skilled and gifted, and he was a great communicator, knew how to rally the troops, got stuff done. But at the same time, he would tell you, he's got all those gifts, but he was faithful, and God provided. God did it through him. I still think it takes a special person, but God used him, and he was very faithful. And he was just an awesome granddad and an awesome, obviously, boss to the people that he oversaw. But another thing real quick, I'm glancing at another note on top of the box here, and it says just one line in there, hey, I got your 2020, this was a couple of years back, I got your 2024 fall premium, and I'd
Look at that right there on top.
And I already had it, so I gave it away. So don't think that if you may say, well, I don't need so and so, such as you may not need the premium, but if you give a gift of $150 or more, you're going to get a 5-pack of the anniversary, 250 anniversary pocket Constitution. Or if you give a gift, a monthly gift of $30 or more, you will get the 5-pack and the wristbands. So that say 250 a year, in God we trust. So you may not need these, but if you give these gifts, if you give a gift, then we will send it to you and you can give them away. That's the whole purpose of the 5-pack. So
it is.
Don't look at it and go, well, I don't need that, because you may not need it, but somebody else may.
Well, listen, I don't hear the phones ringing. It's 877-616-2396, 877-616-2396, or you can go to afr.net. Here's a funny story, Wesley. So yesterday, I'm on the show with you, and I have a son who's in college, and he texted me and he said, by chance, could you send me a small copy of the Constitution of the United States of America? And I said, you will not believe this, but I'm literally holding one in my hands right this minute. And that's what we have right here. It's so good for our young people to learn about our heritage as a country. I said yesterday I'm working on an article for that. We're going to have, what are you going to do for the 4th of July this year, Wesley? We're having a big family celebration.
Well, it's always the day after my birthday, so I'll still be celebrating my birthday.
Oh, my goodness. It's going to be 29.
Yeah, and I'll be 20. Hold on, 27.
27.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, 37.
Okay. I was going to go with it.
Yeah. It's 37.
Okay.
I'll be 37. For my for my 4th of July, I got a redemption story.
Oh, I want to hear it. But let me give that number again, 877-616-2396, 877-616-2396. I love a good redemption story.
So I had a close family member, that struggled for 2 to 3 decades with alcoholism.
Decades. Wow.
Struggled with that, and failed more times than he won. And then he went to a Christian, fairly charismatic recovery center, and that he came out of there legitimately in all phases of his life, a born again new believer.
Wow.
And from that year that he came back, we always spend 4th of July. It was his way of wanting to. At that point, after all those years, everyone already had their Christmas plans made. They already had their birthday. Everybody had their family plans. Well, when he came back on the scene and was wanting to make up for those years, it was his creative idea to establish 4th of July, and he's very patriotic, at his family's. Wow. So we go to his house. We've been doing that for
I can't think of a better way to celebrate freedom. Freedom from alcoholism, freedom from addiction. Me too. Freedom in Christ. That is an amazing
I'm glad you asked what I'm doing on 4th of July.
I'm glad I asked too. Listen, that number is 877-616-2396. That's 877-616-2396, or you can go to afr.net. Listen, we appreciate you so much so that Wesley keeps your letters, and he doesn't even keep birthday cards from his family, but he keeps them from our listeners. So send us a letter or call in 877-616-2396. We've blown past $2 million. Let's see what the Lord will do. We'll be right back on the other side of this break.
American Family Association founder Don Wildman saw signs of the times long ago. At the turn of the century, he wrote these words, which ring even more true today. A dark cloud has descended on America. This cloud has left us unable to tell right from wrong. In pursuit of what is called politically correct, tolerant, and diverse, we have not only permitted, but promoted a way of life that, should we continue to follow it, will ultimately destroy this grand experiment we call America. There is a way to lift this cloud of darkness, a light to show the way. Jesus said, I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life. We need to do the best we can to follow that light and share him with others. A reminder from the American Family Association.
Hello, this is Joyce in Greenwood, Mississippi. I love American Family Radio. I start listening at 5:30 a.m. American Family Radio has speakers that share the Bible and prayers. And one of the speakers has a son named Bodie. And Bodie would say they share Jesus music, and they do. And this starts my day with my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And it helps me focus on John 3:16. May God continue to bless American Family Radio.
It's Founders Day on American Family Radio, and we're honoring the legacy of Brother Don Wildman.
This is God's work. God did it.
You can help us honor Brother Don's faithfulness and continue his ministry with your support. Call 877-616-2396 to make your pledge, or give online at afr.net. It's Founders Day on American Family Radio.
All right, and welcome back. And we have crossed over the 2 million mark in the first 8 minutes.
That's so exciting.
Now, I do feel...
I think that's a record for us.
I do. Not only is it a record,
really do.
I'm starting to sense, I can feel it in the room, that our listening audience thought we have arrived.
Yes.
But our hour is not over,
It
and
is
Shareathon is not over.
That's
So
right.
while we met our goal for beating Walker only.
Yes, I know.
I need to remind you that our personal goal is to get as much money as we can during this hour to represent our supporters from the Dr. Nurse Mom Hour radio program on AFR. So please call in if you can. Give at 877-616-2396, 877-616-2396, or visit afr.net. Giving at the end of Shareathon, we're able to plan out and make decisions for the remainder of the year, whether that's to add a radio station, whether that's to produce another documentary like In His Image. There's a lot of ideas that we have that we want to do, and we're able to pick and choose or do all of them depending on how Shareathon goes. I mentioned yesterday that we have a very, very, very good 250th anniversary video that we are producing with Steve McDowell, Tim Barton, Rick Green, Walker Wildman. We're right in the middle of the production. We've already filmed it. We're editing it, and we're getting it ready to be released this July, but we're able to do that with the contributions that you give at 877-616-2396 or visit afr.net.
You know, it's been such a joy to be here and to meet the people who are working at American Family Association. And there's so much talent here, and everybody just really has a sense of pride in the mission and the shared mission and the goals and the vision of the organization. And they really do steward the listeners' money so well. They take care of this building. They take pride in the work that they do. They want to deliver something that's helpful, that's encouraging. And one of my favorite interviews that I've had on my show, Wesley, is with MD Perkins, who does video work here for American Family Association. And he talked about his story about being inspired by the Indiana Jones movies.
Yeah, that's right.
And then now he's made a movie, and he made a movie about your papa, about Don Wildman, Culture Warrior.
Yeah, he did. Okay, back to something else. I'm giving some inside baseball here.
I'm loving
publicly.
this.
But he's also working on a Don Wildman book that complements the documentary, and that will be in editing stages pretty soon and released in the next year. But that's something else that MD Perkins is being able to help us out in his study of literally study the life and both public and private life, church life, work life. He studied everything about Papa. He found out in those things about Papa I don't think Papa probably knew about himself. Like he has really helped us and produced that documentary. So
wow. Well, that number again is 877-616-2396. That's 877-616-2396. If you have been impacted, if your life has been changed, if you've been encouraged at any moment by anything that you've heard here at American Family Radio or any of the other ministries from American Family Association, we encourage you you to give. We rely on your donations to fund the ministry and this good work, and it is such a joy to partner with you together. It's 877-616-2396, 877-616-2396, or afr.net.
So I got two announcements.
Okay.
Announcement one is from 1 p.m. From 2 p.m. to 5 p.m.
Okay.
We have a $25,000 challenge.
Okay.
From 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. today, a $25,000 challenge. The other announcement is that you mentioned about to call in and donate if you've been impacted.
Yes.
Well, I talked to a gentleman earlier today who stopped by and gave us a cross for me to give to you because he had been impacted by AFR and your radio program. So I'm holding it up right here.
Okay, you brought a box of cards and you brought a cross, but you brought no tissues. Okay,
That's
I
right.
do see tissues. That is
They're a little
so
out of arm's
sweet.
reach, but yeah. This gentleman, John, who lives here
This is
locally,
beautiful.
he hand makes cross and has a cross ministry. He's given, I've spoke at his church before for a men's gathering, and he presented me a cross, and now he's presenting you a cross, and he's got a cross ministry. So here you go.
Thank you so much, John. This is so kind.
John's
I really
a super guy.
appreciate that. Thank you so much for using your gifts and service to bless other people. This is really special, and I thank you so much. And if you want to contribute, you can call at 877-616-2396. That's 877-616-2396.
Okay, and I'm just talking random here.
Okay, all right.
I'm
But
talking
I
like
like
no
it
one's
'cause you're-
listening, okay? It's just me and you here.
Okay, all right, it's just me and you here.
I didn't know that you can make lemonade this good. This is incredible. For those that are listening, we have got a local lemonade truck that has stopped
Look at
by
this.
to deliver some lemonade for our staff who's working really, really hard.
Isn't that amazing?
And for those that are taking phone calls. And I thought this would just be another glass of lemonade.
No.
This is really good.
Mine has pineapple and coconut in
Mine's
it.
got strawberry and lemonade.
It's the local lemon. It
Yeah,
is really
that's
it's
good
a
stuff.
bucket too.
It's a bucket.
I mean, it is like it is amazing because you need that. It gets hot here.
That's right, it does.
Which is good. Listen, that number again is 877-616-2396. That's 877-616-2396. Now, Wesley, I have a question for you. Since nobody else is listening to us right now, this is just
us,
me and you talking.
conversation.
Because we've had a conversation before. Now, one of the things that we do on our Healthy Habits, we talk about technology. And one of the things that you were working on a healthy habit for your family, because when you are in ministry, it's really hard, I think, to disconnect your job from your family because you feel like everything you're doing is really good. And the Lord is calling you to do that. But you were trying to put your phone down and have an hour after you got home from work to not have your phone. How's that going, Wesley?
Before I answer,
Okay, uh-oh.
Before I answer how often I actually do that, I will say that when I do it, it is extremely effective.
Okay.
So it's a very effective tool.
Uh-huh.
Now, I'd probably do it twice, 2 out of 5 days, if I'm being 100% transparent.
Appreciate you being honest.
So
That's
2 out
important.
of 5, and those 2 out of 5 days, I am very convicted. Like I walk in and it's like in the box quickly because if I don't do it right away,
it will
if I don't do it right away,
attached to you.
So if you can find a way to walk in the house and go straight there.
Uh-huh.
I say straight there, wherever that there is. Whether you can put it in a drawer, you can put it on the charger and shut the door and walk away. But the couple of days a week that I do it, it is extremely effective, meaning that I find myself interacting with my kids more. I find myself asking more questions about their day and not going
Those
to sleep.
Are great things.
Well, yeah, because otherwise you go to sleep, you wake up, and then you're 4 or 5, then you're a week in, and you've not even asked your kids, who's your best friend at school? What kind of what did you eat for lunch today? All these types of questions, which all those questions, one, show that you care about them so that when you do have to get on to them at some point, they know that you do care about them. Also, too, by asking those questions, it often will lead into somehow either something comical or something spiritual. Those are the one.
And sometimes it's both.
Or both, yeah. So,
well,
but
listen,
anyways,
that number
it
again,
does work.
877-616-2396. I hear the phone ringing, 877-616-2396, or go to afr.net. We would love to have you participate in our $25,000 challenge that's going on until 5 o'clock. Thank you so much for all of you who are funding the important work. And Wesley, I think this is so important to be transparent and to be honest, because it is really hard. But, you know, you and I, we're in ministry. How can we minister to others if we're not ministering to our own family? You know, that's so important. So it sounds like when you do it, it goes great, but sometimes you're just derailed. So what would it take to get you to move that to 3 times a week? I was just doing some motivational interviewing.
Yeah, go
right
for
there,
it.
right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I like it. I like
All
it.
right, okay.
So I have not thought about that. Other than making more of a reminder. Now, if my wife's listening, she's going to throw something in my. I have another alarm on my phone that goes off because I have alarms for everything.
Oh no!
I don't know if everybody can see this here. I know. I guess we're on video here.
Okay.
But
wow, you're showing us your letterbox, your phone. This is, my goodness.
That's my alarms. Okay,
Wesley,
so
that seems a little like a personal problem.
maybe it is, but it works. Okay.
Okay.
But I could, I think one more day a week I could have an alarm for that. But I think it's a matter of being a little. Here's another thing. I will make an excuse if I'm not at home not to put it up because I have my area to put it up at home.
Yeah.
But I could, I could probably create a place that's when I'm not at home, whether that be in my glove compartment or maybe in the bat bag when I'm at baseball. But I could, there's a couple areas I could go from 2 to 4.
Well, I have an idea if you want some unsolicited advice. Okay, that number again is 877-616-2396. That's 877-616-2396. All right, here's my idea. Here's my suggestion for you, Wesley. Ask your kids to hold you accountable. Tell
like
them
that. I don't like that idea at all.
Well, I didn't say, hey, listen, discipline is good. The Lord disciplines those he loves. But let me tell you, if you invite your kids into that, even just one day a week, just say,
you're right.
This day, just say, hey, Daddy's trying to put up his phone.
Yeah.
And when I get home from work, you guys are allowed to take my phone and put it whatever that special place is. It's probably a janky box here. That's what I'm guessing. But wherever it is.
It is a nightstand that's janky and falling apart.
Okay,
that's
all right.
true.
They would. That's good because you have little kids. That's what I say. Like we're not replacing anything.
That's what I said. We're not painting
No,
the bare minimum for appearance when people come over. Other than that,
they ride wheeled vehicles in the house. And I love it. I'm here for it. They live there. But I'm telling you, for me, when I invite my kids into that accountability. Oh, they definitely hold me accountable. Maybe they'll call 877-616-2396, 877-616-2396. So here's what I did. I was having a trouble. Well, this is something I talk about on the show. You're going to have to listen in really carefully, okay? It's a word called phubbing. Phubbing. It's phone snubbing.
Now, did you make this up?
I did not make this up. So actually, in the world of research, we have
Going
to
Webster.
Okay, go ahead. You go ahead. No, look it up, and you can back me. You can fact check me on this. But it is a phenomenon. So we use the same words so that when we're researching the same phenomenon, everybody kind of knows the word that we're using. There's actually a validated scale where we can measure it, but it really does impact our relationships with our kids. And so I gave my kids permission. I said, hey, when I am not talking with you, when I am not giving you my face, you can call me out on that respectfully.
Yes.
You have to do it respectfully.
Sure.
So they use this phrase, Wesley. This is what they say. They say, hang up and hang out.
And
it's a respectful way, but I'll tell you, I'm so tempted. I feel like all of a sudden I'm 14 years old. Like, gosh, y'all, I'm just trying to check my work that's paying for your life, and get really snarky. That is not godly. That is not godly at all. Listen, that number again is 877-616-2396, 877-616-2396. But maybe ask Chelsea if you can have your kids take your phone.
Well, see, the thing is,
like
they would probably do if. With other areas of life, they already hold me accountable with other things that I tell them not to do. So they're and you know what? They actually do it. The older ones, especially, they do it very respectfully.
Yeah.
Now there's times that they think they're being cute in front of their friends, but they do respectfully say, you said don't do blah blah blah, and there are things that I can do, they can't. I am the parent.
Yeah.
But then there are certain things that if I want to be consistent in what I'm teaching, I can't do. And they remind me of that. My son does quite a bit. Half of them are sarcastic, but most of them are.
Well, they're learning.
good.
What are you telling me, Wesley, that your children are not perfect? I am shocked to my very core because, as parents, we're clearly
human
very
nature comes
perfect.
out. Yeah.
No, that number is 877-616-2396, 877-616-2396, AFR.net. We are right in the middle, the very smack dab middle of Shareathon, where we are raising money to fund the work of this ministry, which so many wonderful things that are going on. Wesley, tell us a little bit about, I know that probably people listening listen to American Family Radio, but maybe they don't know about all the other things that are going on here.
Yeah, so my papa started AFA in 1977, and at that point, his best way to communicate and get his message out was a newsletter, which is morphed into what our listeners know as the Stand magazine, previously the AFA Journal. So that's one of our publications. It goes out to just over 150,000 families or households every month. So that's been the staple of our ministry for years, but since then, we've grown into, since 1977 to 2026, we have grown into about 12 or 13 different departments, depending on how you look at it. And some of the areas would be like American Family Studios. We mentioned that earlier. You're going to have American Family News. You're going to have, as I mentioned, the Stand. We got other areas that our people don't get to hear a lot about because they're more of the behind-the-scene things. We have an engineer department that helps run, maintain, and oversees all of our radio networks, plus some other plus some other things that they do. You also have the IT department. I mean, they're usually not talked about on the radio or talked about in the Stand, but they do so much of our. You can imagine 2026 how much tech is involved in the things we do. We have a whole IT department, and so we got a foundation department.
Hey, if you're in IT, call in and support your fellow IT brothers and sisters. 877-616-2396, 877-616-2396. And Wesley, I'm just looking even at our team, the team that is required for me to do a radio show. I mean, I have a producer who is booking guests, vetting guests, making sure that they are bringing the
and
values
holding you accountable.
Hold me accountable. Yes, she does. She may or may not have permission to take my phone. That is definitely the truth. And we have Jeff here running video. We have Richard here on the board. We have someone doing call screeners. We have Marty and Cole help us. I mean, there are so many people that are required anytime we have troubleshooting. We have other people who can come in and help us with that. As you said, you can only imagine how much tech it takes to be broadcast straight into your homes. And we want to do that with excellence. We really want to do that very well. That number, again, you can call is 877-616-2396, 877-616-2396, or you can go to AFR.net.
At this point, we're pretty established. We're covering all the areas from a department standpoint that we feel that God's called us to. So in the last 10 years, we have not had a new department or new division. However, the most recent one or the last one we did was the foundation department. We've had a lot of people that are wanting to give other things than cash or money right at the time. They would give their land, their property, a vehicle. They wanted to liquidate something that they were given or they were left with them. So we have our foundation department. They have a charitable gift annuity. That's what they're mostly known for. And my sister, my wife, and Jessica are the three that oversee the foundation department. And you can call at any point. Another Jessica, yeah. Jessica and Jessica Webb. And they will take your call if you're wanting to do a charitable gift annuity. So, yep. But anyways, for our as it relates to our spring Shareathon, please call in at 877-616-2396, 877-616-2396, or visit AFR.net. We're about to go to a short break. We'll be back in 2 minutes to continue.
We will. And thanks again to the local lemon for the lemonade. Call and ask a volunteer what flavor they're having. 877-616-2396.
In honor of Brother Don and Linda Wildman, it's Founders Day on AFR.
I think one of the things that has always impressed me about Brother Don is he's the type of leader that demonstrates what a person should be when it comes to having a servant's heart. And, I remember the early days when I came in here about 22 years ago. I remember him being first in and last out at night. That's the kind of work ethic that Brother Don has. He'd be first in and he'd adjust that thermostat, overnight, because when he left the night before, he kind of turned it down so that he wouldn't be wasting electricity. That's the kind of servant's heart he had. It was all about the ministry, his ongoing concern about we had people who were donating to this ministry, and he was going to be a good steward of their funds. But also the second aspect of that, if he expected you to work hard, is because he worked hard. And so he was always there to inspire you to give your very best every day, because what you were doing for the Lord.
Brother Don has been standing in the gap for families, and Linda has been standing behind him since the inception of this ministry more than 40 years ago. We praise the Lord for our founder's obedient service during Shareathon on AFR.
Hello, this is Tammy from Mobile, Alabama. AFR is such a blessing to me. I work as a custodian in a church, so I'm usually working by myself all day in and out of buildings. But as soon as today's issues come on, the earbuds go in, and it's like having a group of friends to inform me and bring a laugh or two, especially Pim. Thank you for your hard work and for bringing the truth in the news. You guys are such a joy to listen to, and I look forward to listening to you every day.
It's day 2 of Shareathon, and it's Founders Day.
As far as our budget, the way we run a budget is you spend less than you take in.
We invite you to help honor the memory and legacy of Brother Don Wildman. Call 877-616-2396 to make a pledge, or give online at afr.net. It's Founders Day on American Family Radio.
All right. For our listeners,
Matthew McConaughey.
That's my dad does that a lot. There's a lot of things that Dad's rubbing off on me, and that's one of them. I just want to say thank y'all for giving the last 40 minutes, 45 minutes, and we've got about 15 or 20 minutes left, and we're asking you to call in and financially support the Christian ministry that you're listening to right now. 877-616-2396, or visit afr.net. We also have some premiums that we're including for those that give $150 or more. We have a pocket constitution with a forward by Steve McDowell, and we would like to give you a 5-pack of these for $150 one-time gift or more. Yes, you may have one, you may not, but we're giving you 5 because we want you to give them away. We want to make an impact with the resources we have created here. And then, of course, if you become a Great Commission partner and give a monthly gift of $30 or more, we'll send you the pack. We'll also send you a bracelet that says, "In God We Trust," celebrating 250 years. It's a 5-pack bracelet that we're going to give as well. And so between this, we want to just, again, I mentioned yesterday, I understand the majority of people do not give just for the premium, but we want to give you a resource that's fairly inexpensive to say, one, thank you, but also we can continue the mission of the work that we're doing here at AFR.
And you can call in and contribute at 877-616-2396. That's 877-616-2396. Really amazing. I've been keeping track here, doing a little simple math. I'm not a rocket scientist like my husband. I'm not as good with numbers, but I can do math. And we've had almost 500 people call in just since we started at 2 o'clock. 500 individual donors. That's pretty amazing. If that is you, thank you so, so much for calling in. We appreciate you so much, no matter whatever the Lord puts on your heart, whether it is $1, it's $5. If God has blessed you and you want to share that, we are so appreciative of your generosity. It really is very heartwarming.
So that gives us a total, looking at it now, is 8,804 families or households represented. That's how many households have called in and supported the work that we're doing. You know, you get toward the second half of Shareathon, you kind of get you're going through everything. You kind of get a little delirious. So I'm gonna throw one out. We have
really good snacks.
I'm about to throw one out there. You ready?
Okay. All right. I'm a little scared. Okay.
Yesterday and today, I was on Today's Issues.
All right.
For Shareathon.
Okay.
And I was looking on the left of the dashboard, the screen, with all the numbers for Shareathon, and it has a random category of the
Okay.
most common first names that have called in and given.
Really?
I don't.
I'm actually really
You
intrigued.
ready for this one?
Okay, yes, I'm intrigued. But tell me the most common girl name is Jessica.
No, don't jump ahead.
Okay,
Don't
okay,
jump
okay. All
ahead.
right, I won't go.
So
Okay.
David was at the top yesterday.
David, okay.
And then today, David fell about 3 or 4 spots. And
Okay.
then, right when today's issues was finishing, David jumped to the top. Here is what I did not see on the top 10.
Okay, what?
Wesley or Jessica. So,
if your name is
there you
Jessica,
go.
okay, can we
There
talk
we
about
go.
this for a second? Listen, 877-616-2396.
We can talk if you'll challenge the Wesleys and the Jessicas out there. Can you challenge them?
Yes, I'm going to challenge.
Okay.
If your name is Wesley or Jessica, if you know a Wesley or a Jessica, if you've ever met a Wesley
There
or
you
a
go.
Jessica, or even
That's it.
heard the name,
Oh,
call
that's
in
good.
at 877-616-2396, 877-616-2396. Okay, you talked about random, Wesley.
Okay.
I'm about to go on a little rant here. Okay,
Do
would
it.
you let me?
Yes, because right
Okay.
now, no one else is listening. It's just us. So go ahead.
It's just
Knock
us,
yourself
okay.
out. Yeah.
All right, so you know how there is a younger generation of people who have taken the name Karen, and we
Yeah,
all know
sure.
what Karen means,
Yeah,
right?
that's right, yeah.
And I feel bad because there are really nice women out there named Karen who every time they go to the library or to do a fast food order, and they're like, "My name's Karen." People are
Both
like,
of those places actually fit the videos of the Karen, so go ahead.
Okay.
So those are actually great examples. Yeah.
877-616-2396, 877-616-2396.
So you usually don't see a video of a Karen at a church.
Oh,
Usually you don't.
That's actually really true.
Go
Okay,
ahead.
well, here's the unfortunate thing. Apparently, I've been told that Gen Z has decided to make the new Karen Jessica.
No.
Yes, and I'm offended.
You should be.
I'm really offended.
But you know no one else is going to care, though.
So Jessica,
That's why you're ranting, right?
So if you're a Jessica, call in and stand in solidarity with me. 877-616-2396. So here's the stereotype. Like, Jessica is the one who, she always looks like everything's perfect and everybody loves to hate on her. And then my producer even sent me a viral social media reel last night that was saying that this is a trend for when kids are misbehaving, when they're crying.
Yeah.
Then the parents just scream, Jessica! And it makes them stop crying. And I don't know how I feel about that. I
Yeah,
really
and
don't.
the problem is they didn't even ask any Jessicas. Are
They
you okay
really
with
didn't.
this?
I'm
They
really
just
not
went
okay
it.
with that.
Yeah.
So for those
I
of
get
you
it.
who are leading the committee that is Gen Z, I would like to respectfully request a meeting
Yes.
and an alteration of this agenda.
Yes.
And if you agree with me, call in at 877-616-2396. That's 877-616-2396. Okay, so we know David was at the top of the list. Was there any other names that stood out to you?
Now that you put me on the
I know,
spot,
I'm putting you on the
I don't
spot.
remember. I got hung up on the David there.
Okay.
There was John. John was on there.
John, okay.
Linda.
That's kind of
Linda with the
predictable.
Y. Linda with the Y was on there.
Really?
Linda, yeah.
With
But
a Y?
now- yeah, I
Okay,
don't know.
all
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
okay.
I remember seeing those, and I don't have the list in front of me, but those are the three that come to mind. But that David, I thought it was funny that David just dropped right there for about 15 minutes and got right back up.
Hey, if your name's
So-
David, call in and keep your name on the top of the list of the names of people who donate. 877-616-2396. That's 877-616-2396.
You did mention this earlier, but my brother texted me. I do want to give
Oh,
the
he did.
lemon
Okay.
company.
Are we in trouble?
No.
Okay,
He
all right.
called. I didn't mention it earlier, but the local
Yes,
lemon.
I said
you
it.
mentioned it.
I did.
The local lemon
The local
is the
lemon.
one that provided our lemonades today. So if you
The
are
local
in
lemon.
Tupelo,
It's
Mississippi,
so good.
check it out. They've got good lemonade.
You know what, Wesley? If
Free
people
spot.
haven't been to Tupelo, they should come. I'd never been to Tupelo before. I have
quiet
fallen
little
in
hometown.
love with this place. And they can come for the Activate Summit this summer.
They can this summer, July. I think. Let me pull up the exact dates, but I'll pull while I'm pulling them up. I'll tell you a little bit about it. So, Activate Summit is a conference or summit that we've been putting on for last year was its first annual year, and then this is our second annual. And each one is it's a reflection of the Activate curriculum that we have, where we cover the 5 core values of AFA. And this year, our core value, last year was we wanted to start off the summit with our first one being the Word of God and how we got the Word of God and how we know it's the Word of God and how it's the foundation to all things that we believe. And then from there, we're going to cover 4 other areas, one of which is this summer, which is the family.
That's right.
And so we're going to talk about that. Tell us a little bit about your role in that while I'm pulling this up.
I will. That number is 877-616-2396. That's 877-616-2396. So I will be talking about the impact of technology and really specifically AI on children from a developmental lens and also from a biblical worldview lens. I'm really concerned, Wesley, but we don't need to be afraid. We talked about this yesterday. We don't need to be afraid. We need to be faith informed, and most of all, we need to be engaged. We need to be engaged. We talk a lot about the culture wars and waging war against culture, but I think sometimes we forget about not just what we're fighting against, but who we're fighting for. And we are fighting for the hearts of our families. We are fighting for the hearts of our children. And that requires a little bit of a different strategy than the voice that we might use in the public square or the voice that we might use in advocacy and government. We need to use a more relational approach when we're in the home, because AI is coming for parents as taking over that voice of being more influential, because it is, I don't know if you've used AI very much, Wesley, but it is very sycophantic. It's very flattering. And what's happening is most kids, and by the way, that number is 877-616-2396. If you want to continue to fund the work that we are doing to equip families, 877-616-2396. So here's how it works. So kids will get into an AI chatbot, and they'll just say, help me understand this homework. Explain this math problem to me. Summarize this passage for me. Give me some ideas for writing an essay. And it will say, okay, here's the ideas for the essay. By the way, that was a really smart question, and this is the other things that I can do for you. Yes. It just starts and so it's easy to start talking with it and thinking it's a person. Now, we as adults, we can think, oh, well, that doesn't make any sense. But for kids, I'm telling you, the way they're developmentally wired, it gets tangled up in their head. That number is 877-616-2396, 877-616-2396.
I just can't talk to I can't talk to machine. It's just weird for me.
Maybe
weird. I may break one day, but I do just enough technology for my job.
Yeah.
I know that there's far more benefits to it than I actually use it for. So I know that I'm not tossing out all technology, but I'm more of a relational, face-to-face conversation over the phone versus long text. Anyways, but to your point is that the kids, that's irrelevant to what I'm saying.
That's right.
How I feel about it. They're using it.
You can choose not to use it because you know how to exist without it. But they don't.
Their generation.
That's right.
Yeah.
We got to equip them.
Dates real quick. I got it right here. Activate Summit. Activate Summit 2026 is July 16th through the 18th. Let me remind you, from those that didn't get here yesterday, our first ever in-person trivia Friday will be held on ironically on a Thursday. A live trivia will be that Thursday before our conference begins.
That's going to be fun.
So that'll be on the 16th. And so if you pay and bring your family, you'll obviously be able to participate in all the sessions and the kids track and all that. Plus, Thursday before, we're going to have a family night where we prove over and over again you can have fun, clean fun, and have a lot of laughter. Thursday night where we have a live trivia Thursday. That's July 16th through the 18th. Go to activate.afa.net and all the information and how you can register and bring your families there too.
The number is 877-616-2396. It's 877-616-2396. Yeah, this is just so important, Wesley. And one of the reasons why it's so important for us to have programs like mine on American Family Radio, I think about our listeners every day. I pray for them every day and pray that God would give me wisdom to help equip us all, because I am swimming in this pool just like everybody else. But I'm so grateful, Wesley, for the opportunity here to really step alongside all of the other amazing radio hosts who are really here to serve, to just follow God's will and to serve our listeners.
Yep. We ask that you would call in and give a financial gift of any amount. Be as generous as you can. 877-616-2396 or visit afr.net. The phone number again is 877-616-2396. Yeah, I had to rush it a little bit right before we were going into the break, but the foundation department just does a wonderful job of stewarding, because a charitable gift annuity is a gift that you give to the ministry and then as a result, you're guaranteed based on a couple criterias that you will get a fixed income for life. And that's really short. There's a couple other factors in there, but you get a fixed income for life based on a certain percentage. There's a couple factors like age and income, things like that, that the government can't touch. And then at your passing, whatever's left in the money that you put in will go back as a donation to the ministry for us to continue our work. So it is as a form of a retirement plan, as a portion of it. There's other ways you can, plan for your retirement, 401ks. There's other good things, but this is a ministry opportunity with the charitable gifting that we've been doing for the last 15 years. And Dan Celia, he said many, many times before his passing, he was able to work with dozens of other Christian ministries who had a charitable gift annuity, and he could say that ours was at the very top of the healthiest ones financially, because
that's great.
we didn't have to go into the pool in order to contribute to the monthly giving of the donors. So it is extremely healthy. It's not being used like some ministries who do it a little differently. Very healthy is the point I'm making, and it's very easy to understand. If you just call in and ask for my wife Chelsea Wildman, my sister Riley Wildman, or Jessica Webb, they'll help you with a charitable gift annuity. And it was like one of the final tools or pieces that we wanted to add to our ministries for those that wanted to do that type of giving.
That number is 877-616-2396, 877-616-2396. One of the things that I love about this ministry is that anybody you call on the phone, everybody is just so nice. I mean, really, they are so nice. I've spoken with your lovely wife, Chelsea. She has helped me with donations or financial questions that I've had, and everybody just really loves being part of this ministry, and it's really a joy. I feel like there's joy in the house of the Lord. That's what it feels like. There is joy here at Shareathon today. That number again is 877-616-2396, 877-616-2396, or you can go to afr.net. If you're waiting, you're thinking, oh, I'll do that when I get home, or, oh, I'll do that a little bit later. I'll do that when I think about it. Hey, if it's safe, pull over to a parking lot. Just do it now, or just go get your phone. Do it now. We would love to hear from you.
Also, download our app. We got American Family Radio app. There you can listen to Dr. Nurse Mom radio program. You can archive and go back if you if you see a title or headline as you're scrolling, just looking at the podcast, and you say, hey, I wanted to check out that topic, and you can click on it and listen to it there. So go check out American Family Radio app. You can also donate through the app, too. It's very easy as well. So please call in at 877-616-2396 or visit afr.net. And last call for today. We won't do this tomorrow.
That's right.
We won't say Wesley and Jessica's, where are you? But for today, Wesley and Jessica's, we need you out there calling in.
We need you to call in. We want to see you at the top of the list. That's 877-616-2396. That's 877-616-2396. You know, Wesley, one of our volunteers during the break was just asking me about a show she had listened to where the guest had talked about just how complicated mental health can be. We do a lot of unpacking that, and the guest had said, take 2 scriptures and call me in the morning, which isn't always the answer for mental health, but I'll take it for today. And if there's a show that really impacted you, then share it with someone else. They may not know about the hope that is there. 877-616-2396.
And thank you for listening to American Family Radio. The number again is 877-616-2396.